Hey guys, it's Maymay and welcome back to Product Parade. And today I get to do something super exciting that I have wanted to do for a very long time. But this was kind of a time consuming project, so I had to put it off a little bit. But now I get to show you. So many of you have asked for coordinating dies, and this is a slow process for us, but we do have our first batch and we are placing our second order probably within the next week. So I wanted to go ahead and let you know that there will be new ones coming that'll include some of our Christmas sets and things like that. But before then, I wanted to show you what we currently have. So you may not be familiar with what a metal die or a coordinating die or a die set does. Well, this is our stamp set, for example. This one is Mandy's Tulips. And so this is what you would get like if you just purchased a stamp set, or maybe if you're a member of our club, or if you already had some of our stamps from way back before we even had a club, this is a stamp set, okay? This is the coordinating die set. And what you'll see, I'm going to get it where there's no glare, is these little pieces are metal pieces that you run through your die cutting machine. Now, some of you may be very familiar with that, and some of you may have never heard of it before, but what these do is they act like scissors, and they cut out the shape of the stamp. So for example, when you run it through your die cutting machine after you stamp the image, you can cut it around the image with your die. So that's literally what this does. And a lot of people love these because it does away with fussy cutting. And some people don't love them because dies can be expensive, and I totally get it. I'm kind of a fussy cut girl, and also I use my brother's Scan and Cut a lot. So dies have never been something that I really lean to, but you guys asked for them, so we have started the process. So this is one set. I'm going to run through every set and show you what they do, but like this one in particular, this is a layering set. So you can layer all of the tulips just like you would, stamp your layer on top of layer on top of layer, and then you can still use this cutout on your layered shape as well as your line image, okay? And we try to give you dies for the most, like the ones on the set that I think you would need a die for the most. For example, there's no die for the sentiments typically. It depends on what the sentiment looks like. But like in this one, you get a die that covers all of your tulips, your leaves, and your stems. Okay, so let's look at the next one. One thing I didn't say, which I want to make sure I say, is they are sold separately, and you do have to search them separately on the website, but I will make sure that we put a link to every one of these that I'm showing today in the description below. Another one of my favorite sets is this one. This is the set called Thankful, Grateful, and Blessed. I love the stamp set anyway. Here's the die set for it. It's the 3 large words and the ampersand. So you can see it's Thankful, Grateful, Blessed, and the ampersand. And this is how they look when you stamp them and die cut them. Now, some of you may be saying, but Maymay, you give us SVG files. We do. They're free. They will continue to happen. So if you just want to use your cutting machine, like your Cricut or your Silhouette or your Scan and Cut with an SVG file, those are always free and available on our website. I'll also link those below. Okay, so this set in particular is a good place to show you where price changes. So we price our dies based on how much it costs us, if that makes sense, to produce them. So this is a smaller set. They're smaller images. They take up less metal and less space. So this set is only $7.99. But when you get to these larger sets that are bigger and they take up more space on a sheet of metal when they're being produced, they're more expensive. So you can see this one is $22.99. It's a big jump, and that's just because of manufacturing. So we don't have a set price for dies, which actually is a benefit to you guys because that means you can get some of them less expensive than some of the others. So you'll notice that throughout our line. If some of them are just going to be less expensive and some are going to be more expensive. So that one is Thankful, Grateful, and Blessed. Love it. Speaking of less metal is less expensive, this is one die. It's $5.99, and this is for the layered stained glass. It cuts out the shape of the stained glass, and again, it works the same. You can do all your layers and get all your colors in here, and then this one die will cut that out for you. Okay, so that one's available. That one is layered stained glass. If I were going to suggest you get a stamp and die combo from my line, this is the one. This is the stamp set called Big Time Sayings, and it's perfect for so many occasions that you have going on, from birthdays to celebrations to graduations to just saying hello. There's so many things you can use this one for, and I love how the dies turn out, and this is the die set here. I just love it. I think it is beautiful, and you'll be able to use this so many times. Again, though, There's a free SVG file if you'd rather just use the SVG file. So we have that available to you guys. But this is one that I would purchase for myself. I think this is a great set, and I like being able to just use my die and cut one of these out if I'm making a happy birthday card or a celebrate card, as I'm heading out the door. This makes it super convenient. This is another fun die set. The reason I love this one is because even though these lips are fairly easy line drawings, there's something about how they look with that edge around them. Like, let me bring this one up and show you. I just think it's really, really cute the way that just kind of pops off the page like that. I love them. I also love that this die set comes with this caption line. Here's the thing. Even though I stamped it, you don't have to stamp it. You can still get a caption line without stamping it. So even if you wanted to use this with any other stamp set in your collection, you could make a caption line for maybe a word or something that you're saying and put this off on your card so that your sentiment's up here. I love that. And you get the large caption. Let me turn that one back over. Get the large caption and the small caption, so you can use it either way as well. So this is a great one to have, another good combo to have. I think it's super cool. This particular die set is also a great one to have, and it also showcases what I meant by we don't always offer the die sets for the words, but when the words are like this, how they can become kind of an image all of their own self, that's when we put the die cut in there for you. So you do get the shape to cut the words. You also get the one for the teacup, the steam. I'm sorry, that's the teapot, the steam, the cup, the saucer is separate, so you can layer those, or you could use different colored paper on those. Super cute. You get the little tea bag, the candy cane, even the little heart stir that goes in there, and this is the marshmallows. Super cool die cut set. This is one of those, especially this, where I know it's a little harder to cut out and get in those edges, so it's a good place to have that die. So this set is called Dogwoods in Bloom, and it's a layering set, and it works the same. I did not layer these images when I punched them out with the dies, but it works the same. You just build your layers and use your die. So you can use your colors and the die or just the solid images here like I did. And here we also give you that word die cut because it again can be kind of a phrase or a sentiment all by itself, and so we love that. You get the stem, all the leaves, and all the flowers, and this is what that die set looks like. There it is. This is probably the stamp set that started the request for dies way back in the day because so many people wanted the die to cut the jar and the ruffle and the lid and all of those goodies. And you even get a die for the little lightning bug and the jelly bean. And here again, we did some words. Again, anytime we have big words like this that we think you can use either in this set or on different sets and we can give you this cutout, we do. The little sign is super cool too because you can use this for lots of things on your jar or other projects. And I'll show you here, the ruffle builds onto the jar. In case you've never seen this before, the ruffle builds like this, and then the little lid goes on top, so you get the little ruffle jar. Very poor job, but you get what it does. So there is Jar O' Fun, and this is all the dies that you get on that set. Quite possibly one of my favorites is this one called All About You. One thing is this is a perfect stamp set for any card you're going to make. Anybody you're sending a card to, you can find a way to use this set. And here's why it's one of my favorite die sets. Not only do we give you a die to cut out the stamped word you, so I stamped this word in this peachy color and then I use the die to cut around it, but we also give you a die that is just the word you. So you can cut it out in a cardstock or coordinating paper, and then you can use the sentiment stamped underneath it and around it. So that's the only one we have right now that does that, but you'll see here this larger one, the kind of chunkier one, is the one that cuts out the stamped image, and this thinner one cuts out the word you. And I also love how delicate this guy is. So it's just really beautiful to put on your card projects. You know I had to cut it in red, right? It's my color. You also get all of the hearts in the die, even the number 1. Look how cute that is. So like if you want to go, you are number 1, you could cut all of that out with your die set for All About You. So there you go. That's an overview of the die set. We have these available. I don't think we're sold out of any of these. I'm pretty sure these are all available. So if you'd like to pick up some, and just know we have another batch coming, but you got a little time on it because if we order next week, you still have about a week and a half to 2 before it actually gets here. So we're doing them in batches for a couple reasons. One, this is an expensive venture for us, I understand, which makes it also an expensive venture for you to collect these dies to go with stamp sets you've already got from our line. So we're not flooding you with them. I don't want you to feel like you have to buy every single one of them all at once. But if you're interested in any that I showed you today, you'll want to grab those up before they get gone, especially these big word ones. I love them. Thanks so much, guys, for watching, and thanks for encouraging me to create product for you guys. We have fun doing it. We're not always the fastest. We're just a little mom and pop learning how to do this stuff. So we get it done as best as we can, and we appreciate your patience as we learn and as we do these. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.